thank you all very much for being here. We're going to tell you all about our Master of Science in Analytics program at Georgia Tech. I'm Joel Sokol. I'm the founding director of the program, and with me I have two students, one current student, one alum. And so there's a lot to talk about. And so I may go through some of it quickly, and so feel free at the end to ask whatever questions you might want that I might have skipped or anything else that you want to talk about. I'm going to talk for about half the time, and then I'll turn it over to them to tell you about the student point of view, the student experience. So let me start with our philosophy of analytics and data science at Georgia Tech. So we started with Accenture's old definition of the field. And you can see it's sort of color-coded here. We've broadened most of what they talked about. They talked about statistics and quantitative analysis, and we broadened that to include operations research, advanced analytics, machine learning, all those kind of things. And at Georgia Tech, those are mostly in our School of Industrial and Systems Engineering within the College of Engineering. They talked about information modeling techniques, and really that's a much broader thing in the field, especially these days. All the computing sort of related things, machine learning, AI, databases, visualization, all those kind of things. And at Georgia Tech, that's in our College of Computing, and the business decisions, the business application of data science and analytics. And at Georgia Tech, that's in our Scheller College of Business. So we're really lucky at Georgia Tech. All those units are ranked really highly in their areas that touch analytics and data science, and in the overlaps between pairs of them, they're also ranked really highly. And so we've put our program right here in the middle. It's jointly administered 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 by all three of these units. And so given their high rankings, the high rankings of all these bits of Georgia Tech, it's not surprising that our MS in Analytics degree, the MSA degree, has also been ranked really highly. We've been as high as #1 in data analytics, #3 in data science, #3 in business analytics. And a lot of that is due to this interdisciplinary nature. So we offer the degree in two different ways. We've been offering it since fall of 2014 on campus in person in Atlanta. And we've been offering it since fall of 2017 online from anywhere in the world. And that's our MSA Online, our OMSA program. You'll probably hear me refer to it in both ways, and that's exactly what it is. Those two programs are the same curriculum, same degree, same courses, pretty much the same faculty teaching those courses. The differences are really the instructional format. That's the biggest difference. The online program is a much lower tuition point. We've tried to make that accessible to as many people as we can. And there are a few other cohort-specific differences that I'll talk about soon. We also offer 3 of our core courses on edX.org as part of one of their MicroMasters certifications. That's also fully online, and it's actually, we use it as an alternative on-ramp for students who may have non-traditional backgrounds or need to strengthen their application and really prove that they can do well. And so that's open to everybody. There's no application necessary. They pay their tuition to edX instead of Georgia Tech, but they can use that as an on-ramp as well. And so that's another way that we make the program accessible. So things have gotten big. We started out at sort of traditional program size. By the end of 2024, we have more than 5,600 alumni. We believe this makes us the biggest producer of analytics and data science master's graduates in the world. We don't have complete data, not everybody tells us, but we believe that we're the biggest program in the world. So who are our students? So we have these 2 cohorts. Usually in Atlanta, the age range is in the 21 to 33 bracket with a median of about 23. The online students, the median is about 10 years older, and the range has been from 14, from people who've graduated college way early, all the way up through 88. I was talking to a guy who's in the program. He worked on the Apollo program before I was even alive, and he just wanted to learn something new. He came back and got the degree. We've had students from all 7 continents, even one in Antarctica, all over the world, every sector of industry, level of government, branch of the military, et cetera. We have some students who are doing a face-to-face degree at another university at the same time, and they pursue the online degree. And we're at about 36 faculty at other universities as well, where they come to us to get the training to be able to teach at their university the things that we teach. We have, if you look experience-wise, our Atlanta cohort, the median is about 2 years experience. About 40% have no experience and come right from an undergraduate degree. It's very different in the online cohort. The median is 12 years work experience. About a third already have analytics and data science jobs, and they're coming to us to learn how to do them better. On campus and online, a quarter to a third of our students have backgrounds that are completely different from analytics and data science. And we've tried to design our program to be accessible to all of them too, with just a minimal set of prerequisites. The Atlanta cohort is almost all full-time. The online cohort is almost all part-time. While they're working, a lot of folks have families, et cetera. And so on campus, we bring in about 100 each year. Each cohort is about 100, and we graduate about 100 each year. Online, we graduate about 1,300 a year these days, and we've got about 6,000 current students. So here's how we train them all to be outstanding practitioners. So on the curriculum side, we have a practice-focused integrated core. So the content is driven by our industry advisory board. We've had them since the beginning, basically telling us what we need to be teaching, both on the technical and non-technical side. And so we integrate all these different perspectives. There's the advanced analytics part, the AI, data science, OR, ML, the business application side, the computing side, the professional side, the non-technical side. All these things are actually integrated, so it's not like one course in each, but in our core, we have courses that integrate all of these perspectives and all of this learning, and employers tell us that's a big differentiator for our students. We also allow a lot of specialization and personalization. Depending on their background, students get from 5 to 8 elective slots, and we've got more than 100 elective choices for them to pick from, more than 25 online. We don't have 100 courses online quite yet. They get to pick from 3 track options, either the advanced analytics focused track, the business focused track, or the computing focused track. We have a dual degree option where they can get an MSA and an MBA in the same time it would take just to get the MBA, and a CreateX option for entrepreneurship. CreateX is the Georgia Tech entrepreneurship group. Everybody goes through a major applied practicum with some company or organization. We've had over 1,000 of them. Everybody, this is a serious project. There's no toy projects, no repeated projects, no audition projects. Every company here, students are working with because the company needs this thing solved right away. A lot of students do this with their jobs or internships. Other students do projects that companies come to us and bring to campus, but everybody gets this real serious hands-on experience before graduating. And one of the really neat features is that alumni serve as teaching assistants for that course. And so they bring their experience from work back and help our students that way. And then we have a learning how to learn and sort of lifetime learning focus as well. The field, you all know, moves so fast that whatever we teach that's state of the art now, 5 years down the road, there's going to be new stuff that didn't exist when we were teaching. When our students were here. And so in the core, we teach how to pick up new things in the field quickly to give them that competitive advantage. And we also allow our alumni to come back anytime they want to take more courses after they graduated. So it really is truly lifetime learning. If someone says, hey, I wish I had taken that Bayesian statistics course when I was at Georgia Tech, they can come back and take it. If someone says, hey, large language models didn't exist when I was a student, I want to learn more about them, they can come back and take that course. So we offer lifetime learning for all of our alumni. We have a lot of external participation. I talked about the industry advisory board, the curriculum review, and a lot of alumni engagement, mentoring, training, teaching. We have a lot of engaged alumni, and that's a big part of our community as well. And then the accessibility and flexibility. We've set it up so there's just a small number of background requirements that people need, and our courses will take our students from there all the way through everything they need to be an outstanding practitioner. On the other hand, if students come in with a stronger background, they can skip one or two of the basic courses and go even deeper and get more electives. It's affordable, accessible worldwide, and a very personalized time scale, and we've got this MicroMasters on-ramp. We do a lot of things to try to make this degree accessible to everyone. Just to give you a picture, I don't expect you to read these all, but these are our 100+ electives that students can choose from. You'll see some really general ones, like machine learning, and some very specific ones like modeling, simulation, and military gaming. So whatever a student is interested in, general or specific, they have the opportunity to specialize in that area and really hit their objectives, their career goals, and their interests. I talked about the practicum. Here's just the list of sponsors from last semester, from fall 2024. This is pretty representative. The names on the list change semester to semester, but the content is about the same. You'll see a lot of really giant companies, really well-known companies, all the way down to like the Quick Quack car wash that needed a bunch of analytics help that one semester. But the point is we really touch a lot of companies and are able to help a lot of companies, and they help our students get that experience. We integrate a lot of non-technical skills into our program. In the core, we've got things like problem solving, problem framing, visual storytelling, teamwork, ethics, professional responsibility. And then in the practicum, we've got these things that are taught by experts. So I could teach leadership, but we've got the former second in command of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, who has an MS in Operations Research from Georgia Tech. He teaches the leadership section. I could teach data privacy and ethics, but we've got someone who is an advisor to 2 presidents teaching data privacy and ethics. Our analytics change management instructor has led analytics change for 3 Major League Baseball teams. So we get these outstanding experts in the field to come in and teach our students these areas in the practicum. And then we give all of our students cohort appropriate perks. So we've got the Atlanta cohort, which is younger, less experienced, in-person, full-time, and then the online cohort, which has a lot more experience, part-time with job and family. So in the Atlanta side, we've got a dedicated career services team. They do one-on-one career advising and assistance with our students, a lot of career skills training, even salary negotiation and things like that. We give professional development, even a conference travel budget. You'll see a bunch of our students here because they all have a budget to travel to conferences and network and learn. And we give them extra project opportunities. We have our own project week. We have research opportunities with faculty. On the online side, it's very different. A lot of things are focused toward flexibility and accessibility. They can go at their own pace. It's not a cohort model. They get up to 6 years to complete the degree. Most do it in 2 to 3 years, but they've got up to 6 years. We've got the really low tuition. We have prerequisite refreshers. We do a lot of community building. We don't want those online students to just be in their room on their own for 3 years. We do a lot of community building, virtual, in person, even in Atlanta and other places. We had an enrichment vacation travel trip for our online students this past fall. They have a lot of TA opportunities to stay engaged while they're students and as alums. And we're even going to have an OMSA conference this fall. If you add up our total alumni count and current student count, give or take, it's about the same as the Informs membership count. And so we're going to have our own conference this fall. I talked about accessibility. You could see here, these are the backgrounds of our students. And second most common is other, not related to analytics or data science. And so we seem to have been successful in really broadening the base of students who can pursue this degree. The personalizable timescale. So on this chart, every column is a semester, every row is a student. And so you could see that top row, for example, took 4 courses in fall of 2017, 4 in spring of 2018, took the summer off, took 3 courses in fall of 18, and that yellow box means they graduated. So these are all very consistent students. Online, most of our students are not consistent. This is what reality is more like for our online students. You could see some people took 2 breaks of more than a year. There is one person who was out for more than 2 years and then came back. There's all this flexibility that we build in because we know life is not consistent. And so if you're a part-time student working with a family, whatever flexibility we can give really helps these folks graduate, even if they take a little bit longer. Our students have been really successful. Just over the past few years, they've won a lot of data science and analytics competitions. And so we think that we're training them really well. We have high completion rates. So on campus, we have a 95% completion rate, and most of the people who don't complete actually switch to another Georgia Tech degree. They might say that, hey, I love operations research more, I want to get an MSOR, or they might switch to the PhD program, whatever. Online too, we have high completion rates. The benchmark for an online master's program is 50 to 70%. We're pushing into the 60, 65% range, and really that benchmark includes a lot of easy degrees. I know people who've gotten these masters where you sort of watch videos for a couple of years and don't have very much challenge. You get the degree. This is a really hard degree. And still we have this high completion rate. And really, it's just a different outlook for us. We need to understand, and this is a great audience for understanding too, that if someone doesn't finish, it's not a failure of admissions. It's just a stochastic process. People's lives change, they get a job, they don't need to finish the degree, or something happens in their life, they don't have time to finish the degree, fine. Some placement statistics. Overall, in Atlanta, we've had placement over 95% with very high salaries. Online, we don't track, but anecdotally, the same thing is true. A lot of our students get jobs while they're still taking courses before they finish the degree. And they take a really broad set of positions from entry level to C-level. We've got alumni, a lot of entrepreneurs, every sector of the economy, any major employer you want to name, including UPS, we probably have alumni there, and all kinds of different roles. You could see here some of our alumni. There's a lot of like data science sort of roles and at different levels, but we also have like Scott is an archaeologist. He did not want to go into data science. He got this degree because he wanted to use data science to make him a better archaeologist. And we have a lot of students like that too. We've got it down in the bottom row, second from right. So Doug, this is a second career for him. He always wanted to work for NASA. He did his practicum with NASA, got hired full time, and now he's turned around and hired more of our graduates, both on campus and online. So a lot of different people, a lot of different cool stories, and you're going to hear some too. So we support, as part of our degree, Georgia Tech's Big Bets. I was talking to someone else who said his university wants to double the number of graduates in 10 years. Georgia Tech is doing the same thing. If you look at how many graduates our degree has, we get Georgia Tech 10% of their total goal as it is. And we're a big part of the innovation and creativity hub that they're putting together in Atlanta. And we support the broader community as well. A lot of community service and outreach that our students and faculty and staff do, and a lot of professional service and leadership as well, both locally and nationally. This is most of our faculty and staff, not everybody, as you can imagine. It's a big operation. A lot of those faces may seem familiar. And now you're going to get to hear from two of our students. As you can see, they have very different backgrounds, different experiences, one on campus, one online. And I'll say this is unrehearsed. They basically created their own content. I'm going to hear it for the first time when you all do too. It's easy to kind of rehearse these things and say, hey, Tomer, Heather, here's what I want you to say, but that's not the direction we took. And so I'm going to let them tell you about their experience of the program.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Tomer Bresner. First of all, I want to say it's such an honor to be here today at the Informs Conference. When Dr. Sokol asked me to speak today, I didn't even hesitate for a minute to say yes. So it's really an honor to be here and represent Georgia Tech. So a bit about me, as you may know, I'm an MSA student, as we call it, at Georgia Tech. I went to Waterloo for undergrad, so it's great to see Waterloo representing the conference as well. And a little bit about me, I'll explain kind of my journey, my experience with the MSA program, and kind of what's led me to this moment. So what's my background in analytics? Now that I think about it, I kind of realized that my journey started at a very young age, probably when I'm 5 years old, and you're probably wondering how. So I have a very good childhood memory with my parents when we're going on vacation. We're standing in the airport lines, and I'm insanely frustrated. I mean, I'm constantly complaining. I'm looking for better ways to do things. And I suggested solutions. Maybe we can optimize it this way. Maybe people should go to this side of the airport. And 2 decades later, when I'm at Georgia Tech, the fact that I'm studying the airport queuing optimization model is just really a full circle moment, and it's really humbling to come this far. So a bit about my education. I studied biomedical engineering at the University of Waterloo. That was a fantastic experience. I was fortunate to gain experience in 6 different internships across software development and business-facing roles, including my own business. This included companies such as Siemens Healthineers, so in medtech, Canon Medical Informatics. I also worked in big tech companies, financial services, and marketing. So really, I got a good chance to try out different flavors, different sectors, and it crystallized what I wanted to do with my career. And my transition to data science and analytics, so after graduation, I began working as a data scientist for 1 year. But very shortly into that job, I still had that appetite to learn, especially in the data science field. And I realized what my real passion was combining engineering, analytics, problem solving, all into one. So I wanted to pursue a graduate degree in data science and analytics. Now, why Georgia Tech? The selection process was pretty difficult for me. I had to think about what I really wanted out of my career, what I was looking for in a graduate degree, and pick carefully what I wanted to do with my next steps. But the main factors of what I was looking for was building a strong technical foundation in data science, analytics, and operations research. Also, the flexibility to tailor my studies to very specific interests. So a lot of the topics and courses I've taken before, so I didn't want to repeat anything. I wanted to build a stronger experience in the field, but at the same time, I didn't want to come in with this advanced data science knowledge or be expected to be a PhD level student. So I wanted a good blend of that. And lastly, I'm a very results-oriented person, so I was looking for strong career outcomes, a very good network, and a sense of community. And really, Georgia Tech was the perfect choice for me. It combined all of these factors, and I'm very satisfied with my choice. So what's my experience in the MSA program been so far? I kind of talked about this through academics, my community, and also my career results. So right now, I'll focus on academics. Right now, I'm completing 2 tracks, which is the business analytics track and the computational data analytics specializations. Coming to the program, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, and what's so great about this program is it is that flexible, so I can take courses in really whatever I want, as long as I satisfy those requirements. But even if I choose to, I don't have to finish those specializations, so I can really choose what I want to study. And what I get to study is really a wide range of topics. So, for example, Dr. Sokol mentioned the core courses. So we have analytics modeling, we have machine learning. I took optimization with a supply chain focus. But you also get to take courses like high-dimensional data analytics, which has some PhD students, or private equity, which has MBA and computational finance students. So what's really great is that I'm able to be exposed to so many different faculties, take different courses within computing, within engineering, within all these different faculties, and learn from these outstanding award-winning professors who really are approachable, down to earth. They've guided me on my career, guided me on what the next steps should be, and really, we've talked about so many research topics. So it's fantastic to be a Georgia Tech student. I came to the program wanting to study for 1 year, but because of how impressed I am and how much I do love being in the program, I've decided to extend it to 1.5 years, which just shows how flexible the program can be. In terms of research opportunities, Right now, I'm a research student in the Law, Data, and Design Lab, focusing on applying machine learning techniques on legal documents and the legal system with the goal of making it fair and more efficient. Lots of my classmates are also research students, so that just speaks to the opportunities that being an MSA student and a Georgia Tech student brings. In terms of community, I've been very pleased. I have a mentor, which is a personalized mentor. Before I even started in the program, I get assigned someone who's an alumni who's been in my shoes, advising me on what are the right courses to take for me, what are my career interests, and honestly, it's someone who's been a great friend in guiding me. Next is the Data Jackets Connect community, which is kind of our program's event planning. Actually, yesterday, our program went to a basketball game together. So we try to not only study analytics, we try to form a community, not just be students all the time, but have fun, build friendships, and lifelong connections. In terms of the professional community, there's also the OMSA, which is the online MSA, and that has about, the Slack group, which we communicate on, has about 13,500 members. And really, there's people from all walks of life, people, different interests, career backgrounds, but everyone is extremely friendly. Everyone is willing to speak, willing to share their experiences. There's one funny experience I had where I was in New York at the time chatting with someone in the online program, and he mentioned, oh, I'm also in New York. So he gave me a tour of his workplace. It's someone I never knew before, just chatted with a little bit, but the openness, the friendliness is what's really great about the program. And in terms of the alumni community, I had the opportunity to attend the MSA Alumni Dinner, which had graduates from 10 years ago to last year. And really what I saw was everyone in the program who attended had a tangible connection to the program. There were students who graduated 10 years ago who are now in the C-suite level or executives, but some of them stay on as instructional associates. Some of them come back to hire students. So really, there's a strong connection to the program, and once you're an MSA student, you're always an MSA student. In terms of career outcomes, there's a fantastic career services team. I have a dedicated advisor, one-on-one, and this process started way before the program even started, where we work together to brainstorm, plan, and really take action to what I want my career to look like and what actionable steps I need to do to get there. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. There's resume review, there's interview prep, there's career development events, which are sometimes companies come and give talks about the type of work they're doing, and they recruit students. And there's also exclusive career fairs just for MSA students. Next is the skill building for life. So there's not just a focus in analytics, but how to be an effective practitioner in analytics. And one of those key pieces is of being a professional is the communication training. So that includes how to deliver impactful and powerful speeches. I'll let you all be the judge of that. But there's also extensive training in behavioral, technical, and case interviews. So it really prepares you to be a well-rounded professional. Next, which is one of the most important points for me, I'm an international student. And as an international student, myself and a lot of my peers were very concerned about finding internships and full-time opportunities. And many of my peers in other graduate programs share these sentiments and kind of have these anxieties and concerns with their job search. What's great about the MSA program, and like I said, I'm very results-oriented. The MSA program, previous cohorts have had nearly 50% international students, yet there's still a 95% plus employment rate, which really is proof of its success, and the numbers speak for themselves. My classmates are securing great opportunities, so a lot of them were working for 3-4 years full-time. They came to this program, and now they found even better opportunities. So Georgia Tech really took them to the next level. My results, I'm very blessed to say I've had 4 job offers by the end of the first semester, but really more than the job offers itself, I have this really strong feeling of confidence for my career and my next steps, and knowing that I have this MSA community behind my back and the program behind my back. So here's my overall journey so far to kind of summarize it. So before MSA, I mentioned I have these experiences in software development roles, business-facing roles, but still this hunger to learn about the data science field. And while I'm not fully over the bridge yet, I'm about halfway there. I've developed really strong technical knowledge, stronger soft skills, so I've become better as a person overall, and really a great interdisciplinary skill set. Now knowing all the opportunities in data science, I have an even bigger appetite for the data science field, and I'm very fortunate to say I've secured a position as a senior business data analyst at Intuit, focusing on machine learning models for fraud detection and risk management. And with that, I'll pass it on to Heather.
Hey y'all, my name is Heather Aronson. I'm a 2019 alum of the program and current principal data scientist at Atlassian. I'm gonna try and breeze through this so we can get to some questions, but my background before Georgia Tech, as mentioned, very non-traditional. My undergrad is in environmental economics. I was incredibly passionate about climate policy, moved to DC, was working for a congressman, planned for a whole career in politics and policy, got there, wasn't exactly what I expected, wasn't a great place for an idealist like myself, so I pivoted to maybe an equally challenging field of being a professional ballet dancer. Initially, I went back to dance just to try and reevaluate my life. I had some performance opportunities and ended up joining a classical ballet company in South Florida, moved back to Atlanta, was working for a ballet company there too, doing some freelance work, but was ready to move on to something else. And jobs I looked at, the requirement was more of a technical background than what I had. So I knew I needed to go back to school. I was my financial margins were really small. My schedule margins were also very small. So I needed something that would fit that would have a really strong ROI. Initially, I was applying for Georgia Tech's Master in Computer Science, and while I was applying for that, they announced this new analytics program, which seemed like a perfect fit. To mention at this time, again, I'm a professional ballet dancer. I had not written a single line of code, but yet I was applying for a computer science degree. So maybe that tells you a bit about my personality. But I had a very strong math background. So I was like, I think I can do this. And graciously, they accepted me. So I actually joined the inaugural online class in 2017. It took me 5 semesters to graduate. I was dancing still for my first 2 semesters, so I would have my computer and I'd be working on Python problems in between rehearsals. Then I secured an internship through one of Georgia Tech's career fairs with NCR for my 3rd semester, and then I converted to full-time. So I was working a full-time corporate job for my final 2 semesters. And the program, the flexibility, I didn't notice a difference in my coursework between working vastly different schedules as a professional ballet dancer versus a more traditional 9-to-5 job. So I took the full set of core classes. Again, I had not written a single line of code, so it was very, very challenging, but I made it through, and that speaks to the incredible support of other students and just the program generally. A lot of times it was like I needed to make firmware changes to my computer in order to be able to run some of these programs, and was able to do that also from online. And after graduating, this is mentioned here, I have returned as a teaching assistant, so I have TA'd for our practicum as well, and currently I'm a TA for our digital marketing course. So yes, after Tech, joined a series of startups. Again, the first one, I got that job from an on-campus career fair, and it was a much smaller stage, moved to a more mid-stage startup. Saw huge growth in my career and my skills there. Daily was applying the grit that I learned from the program of taking on problems I had never taken on before and really had no idea to do, but the gumption to try and fail and try again. To now, for the last 2.5 years I've been at Atlassian, I started as a principal data analyst, and now I am a principal data scientist there. So the impact of MSA truly cannot be overstated. It has been a rocket ship for my career. There is no way I would be where I am now, 6 years post just being a professional ballet dancer to a principal data scientist at a global software company. Every internship and job opportunity I have gotten is because I have Georgia Tech on my resume and just the incredible reputation of the program. And then I would also say the incredible knowledge and skills that I gained through the program and have continued to hone in my career. Just a few years ago, I could not have imagined that I would be having the confidence or the skills to architect entire data pipelines, build predictive models that are used for like large-scale business strategy decisions. But I'm doing that now, and I remain forever indebted to the program, which is why I've always super excited any chance I get to come back and talk to students or talk to anyone about the incredible, incredible impact of the program. I'm always here for it. It has truly changed my life.
Thank you, both of you. Just a quick wrap up, just to summarize, this is a very innovative program in a lot of ways on the curriculum side. Especially, these are things that a lot of other programs may not do, or that we did first and have been copied. It's very accessible. We really focus on trying to broaden as much as we can the set of people who can learn from us. Very practice focused in a lot of different ways. We touch thousands of companies now. We're really engaged community-wise, professional leadership, and just really successful. We've got so many alumni all the way through entry level to C-level. Our students win prizes. We're ranked highly. We have really high completion rates and placement rates and a top ROI. And that's our Master of Science in Analytics program. So any questions?